Hello, this is Lane Pumphrey, and welcome to Lane's Journalism 101 Week in Review. This past week, from October 31st to November 7th, has been quite an interesting one. In world news, tensions have continued to rise between Iran and Israel. Israel completed tests Wednesday for a new missile capable of reaching Iran. Such actions by Israel could indicate a loss of faith by Israel in the United States' diplomacy with Iran. The White House released a statement. What we are focused on is diplomatic strategy which increases the pressure on the Iranians through financial pressure, through economic sanctions, through diplomatic isolation, said Deputy National Security Advisor Ben Rhodes. If Iran is in fact in search of nuclear technology for military purposes, it could spell serious consequences both for the United States and Israel. While Israeli officials continue to honor Iranian officials' claims to not only seek but possibly use nuclear weapons, attempts on the Saudi ambassador's life in Washington have also left them wary. Pending findings by the International Atomic Energy Agency, more turmoil could be in store for the Middle East. Back in the United States, the race for the GOP candidacy has taken an interesting turn. Herman Cain, who has recently gained popularity with voters through his 999 tax plan, is facing allegations of sexual assault against two female employees at the National Restaurant Association. Cain was CEO of the company from 1996 to 1999. In an attempt to turn sexual harassment reports back on media, the Cain campaign emailed journalists passages from the Society of Professional Journalists Code of Ethics. While Cain continues to battle the allegations, Reader's Ipsos poll numbers show he dropped 9 points in his favorability among Republicans and dropped 5 percentage points to 32% favorability among all registered voters. Cain's opponent said the allegations are irrelevant to the race. Quote, "I think the media blew this way out of proportion. I think there are thousands of stories out there, and I think that dilutes the real debate," said Texas Republican Ron Paul. As the Cain campaign continues to remedy the situation, it will be interesting to see how the media continues to pursue the story. While the race for the GOP candidacy has begun to heat up, financial crisis continues to ensue on Capitol Hill. In an announcement Wednesday, Federal Reserve Chairman Ben Bernanke confirmed that economic growth is likely to be frustratingly slow. Bernanke said if conditions in the struggling housing market continue to worsen, the central bank would be purchasing more mortgage-backed securities to boost the market. Unemployment rates have been stuck near 9% for more than 2 years, and predictions show no hope of improvement in the coming year. Ensuing problems with the European debt crisis have also concerned U.S. officials, as it could have large repercussions on buyer confidence and market growth. With continued disagreement in the capital and an economy in recession, the future of American financials could be in dire straits. And now for some news this week in sports. Two Penn State officials stepped down after being charged for covering up allegations of a child sex abuse scandal. Athletic Director Tim Curley has taken leave to prepare a defense for himself. Carl Schutz, Vice President for Finance and Business, plans to step down and retire. Investigators charged Curley and Schultz following an investigation of former defensive coordinator Jerry Sandusky. Sandusky has been charged with sexually abusing 8 boys over the past 15 years. While all 3 men's lawyers have insisted the men are innocent, prosecutors have announced their desire for justice and intent on strongly pursuing the case. As for Penn State, these allegations could hold strong consequences as a dark mark on a school with such rich tradition. In health news, prosecutors have been alarmed by a new trend among parents. Fearful of vaccinations, many parents have turned to social networking sites such as Facebook to acquire lollipops licked by children with chickenpox. Isaac Thompson, a specialist in pediatric infectious disease at the Vanderbilt Children's Hospital, said items such as licked lollipops will most likely fail to transmit the disease. Both Thompson and lawmakers also fear items could carry more serious diseases. By law, it is a federal crime to send diseases or viruses across state lines through any form of postage. Lawmakers also announced that they are intent on strictly pursuing cases due to the potential danger they pose to the populace. U.S. Attorney for the Middle District of Tennessee, Jerry Martin, said, "If you are engaged in this type of behavior, you're not only potentially exposing innocent people to dangerous viruses and illnesses and diseases, you're also exposing yourself potentially to federal criminal prosecution." Well, that's all for this show, but please join us again next week for another edition of Lane's Journalism 101 Week in Review. Good night and stay classy, Lexington.